everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we are back for a brand new video. Obviously this is Monday now, the day after. Some might say D-Day. It was a painful one yesterday. The dust has slowly started to settle. The tweets have sort of calmed down. Everyone's taking a little bit of a breather. As you can probably tell by the title of this video, this is going to be, it's not going to be a prediction video. That's going to be coming later on in the week, lads. I just can't face in the prediction. I know a lot of you guys love those when I do them. Side note, I just want to let you get in. I wasn't even going to tell you this, but fuck it. I had a £10 treble on at the weekend. Spurs, Rangers, and Real Madrid. I call that a fucking strikeout, lads. If you're ever needing any betting tips, you ken who the guy is, alright? £10 treble, freedom lost. But let's just talk about it, lads. We need to discuss what's going to be coming up. So I'm not going to be doing a prediction. I'm not going to say all I'm going to be talking about is what needs to be done and what I think Rangers should be doing in the next Old Firm game that's coming really soon. Yeah, so I think the main difference is when I go back and look at the game, because I did through legal sources, all legal sources, and we had a wee look at it and I watched it all painfully because I was just so upset with it yesterday. I never understood what he was actually trying to do in the 45th minute, and I've watched the first half maybe 3 or 4 times now for you guys to bring up to the channel, because I know a lot of you guys like it, those sort of stuff. And how do we look? I have no idea, because Celtic are the best team in the country. It's fair to say. I think it is, even all the Rangers fans will say that. They are the best. They have the best players. They are the best counter-attacking side when they need to be. They are the best in possession. But their main attribute is their wingers. You've got St Clair, and you've got Forrest, and then you've got Pedro when he comes on sometimes. And you've got like McGregor who can play out wide, all this cool stuff. And even Dembele can play out wide sometimes. And if you go back and look at the 1-1 draw that we had when Murty was in charge, we played like a kind of boring 4-4-2. Everyone was sort of complaining. And I know it shifted during a lot of bits of the games, but it was mostly because we had 2 players out wide that followed not only their wingers, but left and right back. Tierney's one of the best left backs in the country. I think it's fair to say. He's probably one of the better ones we've had in a very long time. I still rate Andy Robertson just a little bit above him, because he does it in the Premiership each and every single week. But he's gotten there, and Tierney's obviously moving up in the world as it gets better. But he loves going forward, and we know that. So when you go back and look at that first half, we were so narrow. We had no width. We had one player, and that was Tav, and we had the young man. You put a guy who's played less than 5 professional football matches in his entire career, and you leave him 2 versus 1 for 45 minutes in a Scottish Cup semi-final. Like, it blows my mind. Like, what? This Pedro guy's supposed to be a tactician. I'm not going to rant and say he should be out or anything. I've done the ranting yesterday. You'll be able to find it. It just, if you are watching this video just now, why would you leave someone who's played less than 5 professional games against 2 of very, very attacking players? Paddy Roberts, who's everyone says is a wonder kid. I didn't see it, but a lot of people do. And you've got like McGregor, and then you've even got Lustek, who sometimes goes forward. I don't understand what we were trying to do. Tav, okay, he's not the best right back, but he's quick enough to maybe keep up. But again, you're leaving him 2 versus 1. Versus Tierney, who I rate very highly, and Scott Sinclair, who's the best player in the Premiership. Surely you'd be doubling him up. You just have to look at last week when Manchester United played Chelsea. What did they do? They had their best player, they had the Chelsea's best player marked the entire game. We done that when we played them and drew 1-1. We had Sinclair marked completely out of the match the entire game, and Celtic were sort of forced to sort of change mid-game, and Brendan Rodgers did his substitutions, and it ended up getting a draw and everything. Well, we ended up scoring a late goal, but you know what I mean? It was a tighter game. So that's what we need to go back to. I think that's the whole point of this video, because I know a lot of you will be saying, what do you think? How did this happen? Where's Rangers' passion? What is this? It is the worst first half I've ever seen in my entire life of supporting Rangers, and I mean that. I've been in a lot of the games, 3rd, 2nd, 1st division. I've been in most of them actually, 9 times out of 10, because that's before I started working this new job, and obviously I can't be there anymore, which is unfortunate. But this is why I started doing the videos, so every silver lining. But yeah, I think we need to go back to a 4-4-2, and I know Michael Halloran's in the doghouse, but he's a quick player, and we can play him at right, and we can have him tracking back. I didn't want to see Waghorn in there. If you're going to play Waghorn, which we need to, because I know it's fair to say, have a clear out, sell everyone. We can't. We've got less than 7 days to play Celtic again. Okay? We've got to make do with what we've got, and you can't say, oh, it's impossible, because fucking Dirty Murty done it, the headstand king. He done it. So even if it's a draw, I'll take it. You're right, but I'm not going to do predictions. But what we need is some width in the team. We need two players that's going to go forward and back constantly. Constantly. Even if you want to play Barry Mackay right mid and you play Wallace left mid if he's fit, I'm not sure if it is. And just double, if you, I've watched Celtic quite a bit. More recently, especially after last night, I've had to go back and I have seen some of Paddy Robertson's goals now. I know I always diss them. I've seen them; they're pretty good, especially ones against Ross County. They were actually played really well there. But he's not done against Rangers, all right. So I went back and I've watched them. Their wings are their most important part. You could argue that Scott Brown's the anchor and he takes everything ticking. He does, which is fair. And he had a phenomenal game. He done a fucking step over. Things I've never seen in my life. Son playing left back, and Scott Brown doing a step over. Two things, lads. Over the weekend, learn something new every day, right? But if you nullify the wings, they're forced to come into the centre, and then that's where the players that we've got can do a little bit of damage to them, because we've got quick enough players in the middle of the park to maybe keep up with them, and that's where we restrict their space, we restrict their chances. They're no keeping us completely stretched open so they can just run in. Even look at the first goal, what's happening? They're running down the right wing. Andy Halliday, I'm not going to do it. In fact, Robert De Niro will do it. Robert, speak about Halliday for 1 second. You know they want it. Speak about him.
I mean, he's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk. He's a con, a bullshit artist, a mutt who doesn't know what he's talking about, doesn't do his homework, doesn't care, thinks he's gaming society. He's an idiot. He's a national disaster.
Yeah. Thank you, Robert. Yeah. So that's it. The Halliday thing's done. All right. I'm not talking about him again. Width is what we need. It's width. What do you guys think? I know this is going to be a shorter video and it's a little bit different. I will be doing my predictions maybe tomorrow. I just need a wee bit of time, lads, to get over the Rangers and Celtic thing. And I also want to just say thank you so much for the new subscribers. I believe we jumped up like 70 or 80 new subscribers yesterday, which is absolutely tremendous. So feel free, either side of the coin. You can support any team if you want to be in the channel. That's completely fine. We do a lot of things in this channel. We talk about Scotland, we talk about Rangers, we talk about games, and we play FIFA. So that's cool. You can have a channel. But just don't be dicks to each other. Seriously, though, I've seen a lot of arguments. I've had to block a lot of people on both sides of the coin. I don't like when the child abuse stuff is brought up on my channel, because I think that's a very, very serious crime. And it's really, it disgusts me like deep in my soul, and I don't like to see that on the channel. So you can have a bit back and forth, banter each other, call each other names and everything like that, but don't go too far with it, because I think child abuse and stuff like that, and we know the stories and everything like that. We've seen the documentaries. It doesn't need to have any place on my channel. We keep that secret. We can have back and forth banter. I can say Celtic shite. I can call him a frog man who scored against us. I can do all that. Yous can do all that. But just keep it clean. A bit of fun, lads, and we'll grow the channel. It's a Scottish channel. You know, we'll try and build it up. We'll see where we can go. We're almost at 5k subscribers, so that's absolutely tremendous. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with my Scottish predictions. Now, I might be throwing some of you guys in the comment in my video tomorrow. So from the YouTube verse, because I know do a lot of things on Twitter. So you guys on YouTube, if you want to be in tomorrow's video, put your prediction down below with goal scorers for the weekend. Who's going to score? Who's going to score first if you want? Stuff like that. So goals, the score obviously at the end of the game. And if anyone gets it exactly right, as in both goal scorers and the score, I will play you guys on FIFA and we'll upload it on the channel. So yeah, that has been it. I have been CJ Novo 992. If you could smash the like button, that'd be absolutely fantastic as well. It does help the channel. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.